these reports and dashboards can be looked at from multiple purposes. If you are a sales manager and if there are a group of SDRs or account executives who are reporting into you, and if you want to kind of monitor their activities, then reports and dashboards can be a helpful thing for you from that perspective. Or if you are a sales development representative, or if you're an account executive by yourself, then you would still want to have different reports and dashboards for yourself, so that you don't have to move around the different options that are there in HubSpot to see what are the contacts that you'll have to talk to, what are the companies that you need to focus on, where are the deals where that have probably skipped your attention. So you need not go to these different options to get all of this information. Rather, you would go to one dashboard where you get a consolidated view across all your contacts, all your companies, all your deals, so on and so forth, right? So in that sense, I would encourage that no matter what role you play in your organization, you can create reports or dashboards that are important to you and track the metrics that are important to you. Now to do that, let's come back to HubSpot, and I am now on the reports menu over here, and I click on dashboards. So first, let's understand the difference between a report and a dashboard. A report is nothing but a pictorial representation or a textual representation of some sort of a data. So that's basically what a report is. And a dashboard is nothing but a bunch of reports put together, which is called as a dashboard. Now to create a dashboard, you can either start from a blank dashboard wherein you can create any sort of custom dashboard, or you could go ahead with one of these preset dashboards for you, depending upon the kind of metrics that make the most sense for you. I'll quickly show you one custom dashboard so that we explore a few features of the entire dashboard and reporting mechanism. Now I'll give a dashboard name. So let's say test dashboard. And if I want this dashboard to be accessible only to me, then I'll create it as a private dashboard. And otherwise I can create it as a public dashboard. So I will leave it as public, and I'll create this dashboard. Now I'm on this dashboard view, but there's nothing on this dashboard because no reports have been added to this dashboard, right? And a dashboard is nothing but a group of reports. So to add a report, what I'll do is I will pick one. I can pick reports from either my existing repository, or I can build a new report right from scratch, or I can build a report from the analytics library. And to know what analytics library is, you can probably explore the analytics tool option over here. For the moment, what I'll do is I'll click on from my reports, and whatever reports are present over here, you can click. So let's create a dashboard and see how this really works. I am going to access dashboards under the report option, and then I'm going to click on create dashboard. And you can either create a blank or a custom dashboard for yourself, where you can have very customized metrics for yourself, or you can pick one of the dashboards that make the most sense for you. So what I'll do is I'll probably just take the sales rep dashboard, right? And as I told you that a dashboard is nothing but a bunch of reports put together. These are the reports that come along with the sales rep dashboard. This is something that HubSpot gives you by default. I can either select or deselect whatever reports I want to have in my dashboard, and then I click on next. I give whatever name I want to give over here, and if I want to make this dashboard as private, which means only I can access this dashboard, then I go for this, but I leave it at a public view, and then I have created this dashboard. Now you can see that there are quite a few graphs that explain different kinds of metrics, and here is where you can really create your custom reports. You can change filters. You can really play around with these reports by changing quite a few levers. Now, each of these graphical representations that we see over here is called as a report. And if I have to change a few filters or some criteria of this report, then what I would do is I would click on this icon for any given report. I would then click on customize over here, which then opens up another window, and on that window I can change either the property on which I'm applying my filter. So here, for instance, the property is activity date. Maybe I don't want activity date, I just need task dates, or I just need email dates. I can change my date range. I can add a comparison window. So if I want to compare my today's statistics compared to how it was on the same day in the last quarter, then that's something that I can do over here. Then since this is an engagement metric, or since this is an engagement report that we have created, I can further customize what the definition of an engagement or an activity is for me, right? So the way I would add a filter is say that, so here it says that the activity type is any of call, email to contact or meeting, and maybe what I'll do is I'll say that the activity should be assigned to Jagan, and only then this graph makes sense to me, because that's what I want to track as an SDR. I'm concerned about the metrics that pertain to me. So I do all of this and then I click on save. So now whatever filters that you have applied, all of those filters start appearing over here and the graphs start taking in effect. So you see here that originally when I loaded this graph, there wasn't the SDR's name indicated against the activity type. But then as I've mentioned that I want to see only this for a given SDR or for a given group of SDRs, I would see that there could be multiple such columns or such bars, wherein each bar might correspond to a given SDR. So in this way, you can create a bunch of reports. You can group these bunch of reports into a dashboard, and each of these reports can be customized on a variety of parameters, such as the metric that you want to chase, the date range for which you want to measure this metric, right? These metrics can also be things to measure where you're doing well on, and things to measure where you don't do well on. So you can also track negative metrics, such as if you have missed out on reaching out to people for a few days, or if you have deals created wherein the life cycle stage or the lead status of the contact that is linked to the deal is not appropriate. So for instance, you didn't want to have a deal wherein the contact linked to that deal is still called as a marketing qualified lead. So those are the kind of anomalies that you can figure out using reports, and you can easily solve them for. So that's how you would use reports and dashboards in order to measure your progress and your team's progress as well. So by the end of this session, we have now learned that why do we want to use HubSpot. We then learned what are the 3 core building blocks of HubSpot, that is contact, company, and deal, and everything in HubSpot basically revolves around these things. We then saw how do you track your sale process, that is how do you maintain pipelines, how do you define the stages in your pipeline, how do you associate win probabilities against those pipelines, and how do you move a deal across these different stages so that it gives you a realistic sense of where most of your energy and your time should be going. We then saw a few cool features, such as linking your Gmail with HubSpot, linking your Google Calendar with HubSpot, linking your phone number with HubSpot, sharing your meeting invite, or basically sharing your calendar with a prospect or a lead, and maintenance of static and active lists. So that's something that we saw as part of a few features that can increase efficiency of your work. And finally, we took a look at reports and dashboards, wherein we saw that you can add multiple reports, you can customize them in any way you want to. These reports can be used to track positive metrics and negative metrics. These reports can be used to track metrics that make sense for you and you alone, or these metrics can also make sense for the team that you're leading. So these are a few things that I wanted to show you on HubSpot. The tool certainly has a lot other features other than what we covered in today's session. And this tool is something that is going to be your best friend as you enter into the world of sales. I wish you all the luck. Thanks.